as I was saying. Oh, never mind.
All right, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yep. Whenever you want to go.
All right. Why do you? Yeah, we can start. Well, yeah. Why do you think that Kid Buu wins?
Well, I think Kid Buu wins. Well, I consider the anime a canon source material, and in the anime they make many statements, including the narrator stating that he's the strongest version, including both power, speed, and other things as well.
I would just
So
argue
put
that.
scan for that, if you want.
Yeah, I would just argue that all of those statements are contradicted by feats, the feats that are presented within the manga.
Go ahead. What's the contradiction that you're quoting?
Are you aware of the fact that Kid Buu and Super Saiyan 3 Goku are relative?
At the end of the saga, yeah.
Yeah, are you arguing that he got an amp between his fight with Buhan and his fight with Kid Buu?
Well, the thing against with Kid Buu is right that Kid Buu is actually toying with Super Saiyan 3 Goku the whole time, even at full strength.
Sure.
Right. So that wasn't Kid Buu's representation of his full strength.
So what's a representation of Kid Buu's full strength then?
These statements saying that he's stronger than every other Buu.
So the only quantification that you have are the statements.
Yes, but you did claim that there was some sort of contradiction, and I've sort of
So let me get you my statements, or let me get you my feats rather.
posting scans 1, scans 2. Like, where are we doing this?
I don't. It doesn't really matter to me. Bless you.
Sorry, COVID. I'm joking. Bad cough.
Okay, so let me ask you, where is it that it's stated that he's toying with Goku in their initial fight?
Hold on, let me get that.
Okay.
Mute him as well, please.
Who's that?
Same dude as the last debate.
I wasn't here for that. Like, what's his name?
Fuck. Don't know. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure he leaves, then comes back.
There we go. So I'm cropping it so it like doesn't. Post it in scans 1. So it's like Japanese is left to right. So if Vegeta says you're not holding back for me, and Goku's like, yeah, he keeps dragging this out. This punk's having fun, and then you see Buu dancing in front of him.
Is this Viz?
Yeah.
Yeah, Viz has like a bunch of mistranslations. Like their translation team is bad. You
tried this the last time, and you brought up Naruto scans, but you know Naruto isn't Dragon Ball, so you'd have to prove it's the same translator.
Okay.
No, you'd have to prove it's the same translator.
Okay. So I like to take turns to talk. Are you done? Is that what your question is?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I forgot we're doing formal. Yeah, my bad.
Okay, I don't care about it being formal. I'm just saying that if you start talking over me, I'm going to start talking over you. Okay?
No problem.
So they're both Viz. They're both the same company, correct?
Yeah.
And then they're both. What are they? What form of media is this?
Manga.
It's manga. Okay. So then manga is written in what language?
Japanese.
Okay. Why would they have a different translator for a different series if it's just if it's the same language?
Viz has multiple different mangas that they translate, so saying that a single person does all of that is quite the abstract claim. So I think you would have to prove that they have the same translator.
Let me go find.
Because you're the one that's saying that Viz is wrong or Viz is not usable, so the burden of proof is on you to prove why it's not, rather than getting me to...
Listen, I've proven the fact that they have mistranslations. The thing that you're asking me to do now
Well,
is that they're the same translation team. So I can go back and I can find the translation team. I'm sure they have their staff somewhere. Possibly, it could be
yeah, I
possible.
mean, even if
I'm just saying that
oh,
if we
sorry.
look at other company structures, right? Even if they're working on multiple projects, it's more often than not a single team working on multiple projects at once. You don't often see, otherwise they just do a different company, like they do, like you had 4Kids working on some things, and then you had like 4Kids Canada working on other things. But if 4Kids, you were still had the same actors working on the same projects. Like, so what you're saying, like, the evidence is not on your side for there being in a completely entirely different team to translate for for a different manga series. But if I cannot find their like staff list, my evidence is just going to be other companies that we know of that does similar work, and they do it in this way, i.e. I can prove a company norm. Would you be fine with that?
Well, not really, because for one, let's say you do find the staff or whatever, right? Let's say they did make a mistake every now and then, right? You could probably prove those mistakes. If you're going to tell me this is wrong and this is a mistake, then you would have to find the proving evidence. Get me the Japanese or whatever. Show me that it's a mistranslation, like you would the other times, as a claim of mistranslation. Because just because one person gets it wrong one time doesn't mean they get it wrong all the time, right? You know, I could slip up once in the debate and accidentally like say something that's not true, but that doesn't mean everything else I said is bullshit.
That's not the assertion that I'm making. I can show you multiple mistranslations. Like
Well,
more than
like I
that's what I'm
said.
saying. Wait. Like I'm saying like
Well,
the assertion that you just made does not work here. If I find a fucking pubic hair in my McDonald's burger one time, shit, I might go back. You know what I mean? I might get a second shot. I might be like, I'll flip that coin. Fuck it. You know, it's not
Well-
like them to leave a. Wait, listen. I'm in midpoint. Fuck
I
it.
didn't say anything.
Listen. Fuck it. You know, it's not like them to leave a pube in my McDouble. You feel me? But if them niggas were like, if every month and a half or so, not too often, but it happens, I found a pube in my fucking McDouble, I'd be like, I don't want to go back to this fucking McDonald's anymore. Right? So what I'm saying is, if there's multiple mistranslations sprinkled throughout their history, right, and other translators don't have that same mistake, then it logically follows that the translators who are more often correct than Viz, we should take what their translations with more weight than Viz. Why would we take something that's more wrong than another source if those same sources have translated the same amount of scans and panels and they're more right more often than Viz? Why would we do that, Taurus?
Well, again, the thing lies down to you claiming that there's some sort of contradiction, which means that you must prove something to be the case. What you're telling me now is, well, I think based on previous evidence, this might probably be the case, which means there is also the chance that this is not wrong, which means there is also the chance that my stance is not contradicted. But by claiming contradiction, you must prove it wrong. You must prove the translation wrong, right?
Okay.
It's a nice argument that you've built, saying, well, this is wrong in all these other fictions, right? And therefore, I think it should be wrong here, but again, you claimed contradiction, not what you think is most likely correct.
Taurus,
So
can I ask you a
you
question?
decided. Yeah, go for it.
When did I ever say that this scan is wrong?
Well, you
Tell
said
me-
Viz can't
tell
be
me-
used or whatever, right?
That's not what I said. I said I don't like to take Viz because they're wrong more often. That's what I said. So you've been
Right.
strawmanning me this whole time. You still have not addressed the main point that I'm making. You're dancing around the thing that I'm asking you, and you won't answer it. Can I ask you it again?
Well, I am actually.
No, you're not. You're
tackling your
not.
main
You're
point.
not
Yeah, I
tackling
am.
my main
Well, you're
point.
cutting me off.
You're not
You're cutting
tackling
me
my.
off.
No,
Like,
because you're strawmanning
you're
me. You keep strawmanning me. You're not tackling my
Well, I
main
was about to
point.
explain
I
it.
never made the assertion.
what-
You said that I made the assertion that Viz is wrong. That is not what I said. I said that Viz is wrong more often than these other sources. These other sources are right more often than Viz. So why should we take Viz? That's the question that I asked you. Answer that question.
Like I said, you claimed that there was a contradiction, right? And I posted this scan to show you that it doesn't have to be the case, right? If you're just coming up to me with skepticism about their translations, right, that doesn't really prove anything, right? You haven't proved that I can't use this scan. You haven't proved that my stance is contradicted. So the burden of proof still stays on you.
You're
regardless.
not deep. I've provided my proof. Okay. Follow me here. Follow me here, Taurus, because I think that you're so caught up in trying to like debate and counter everything that you're not listening. Okay? What I'm saying is
Not much counter, bro.
my assertion is that the Viz translation team, their ability to translate, they're less efficient. They're less accurate than other translators, right? And my evidence is that this team has given mistranslations. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Do you understand?
Yes, I accept
Okay.
that. It's
Wait.
possible for them to
It's not
mistranslate
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, right. It's possible that they can. It's shown that they have published things that are mistranslations. Is that correct or is that incorrect?
It is possible that they have made a mistranslation, correct?
It's possible that they've made a mistranslation, correct? And I can show you that the scans that I'm presenting, the things like the sources from Mangakalot, the other scan translators, they say the same thing. People like Herms and people who are known for their Japanese, they say these things, right? We have other people who are native Japanese speakers who have posted the translations on Kanzenshu, and they're saying these things. Okay, so
Well,
if it, wait,
since you
listen,
said that.
wait.
This is important. You said Herms, right?
Okay,
So if I just
go
pull
ahead.
up Herms, it's fine, right?
Sure.
Herms and Kanzenshu. So the second I do that, it's fine. So
I said
that was clear on the point.
Herms and the Kanzenshu are my supporting evidence to the other scans that I have. That was the statement that I said. I said I have multiple sources supporting my claims.
Excellent. Let me just deal with that quickly.
Sure. And I'll go ahead and get what my scan says of this exact scan. Let me see. What was the scan that you posted?
All right. My scans. Fuck me. So this is Herms' version, and he even clarifies. He even thinks that Boo is clearly lollygagging because that bastard, even though he can quickly return to normal, he's playing around by perfectly drawing a line. Boo is clearly lollygagging, and then shows the dancing.
Yeah, of course he is. Sure. So
Right,
then
so
this is what my wait. So then this is what my scan says. Do you see my scan? Is it uploading?
Give me a second.
If it's not, let me just download it real quick. So it says that bastard, even though he's quickly returned to normal, he's playing around by, even though he can quickly return to normal, he's playing around by purposely drawing it out. And then my scan says you can't, or you can't, that idiot could have come right back. He's just prolonged it to toy with us. So in those two scans, they're talking about he's prolonging it, he's toying around by adjusting the speed of his regeneration, by how quickly he can come back. Meanwhile, your scan says you're not holding back for me. He keeps dragging this out. This little punk's having fun. The context that you present in the Viz scan is completely different than what is presented in the two scans that we just posted. They're talking about how quickly he regenerates, while the Viz scan somehow implies power. Why would you not go with the fact that the two scans together, Herms and the other scanlation, is closer together than the Herms translation and your translation? And my translation and your translation don't fit. Yours is the odd one out.
Right, but my main argument was that Kid Buu was toying with Goku, and you've also just agreed that he's toying with him. Obviously, you said in differentiation of power, right?
Mhm.
But the fact is, you agreed that he is toying with him, which means he could be toying with him in power as well, which leaves me the gateway to say
No,
it's
it
not
doesn't. No, that possibility does not come into my head. Why would it be talking about his power? Prove it.
No, I never said it could be. Well, I never said it is talking about.
You just said that. That's what you just said. Taurus.
Right,
now you're
backtracking.
Okay.
Yes, because I made a mistake in my wording. I made a mistake in my wording.
Fine.
I'm clarifying what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you can clarify.
Right. So what I meant to say, shit, I lost my train of thought now.
You
What
were
was I saying?
we were talking about okay, so this was we were going into
Oh no, I remember now. I remember
why
now.
why him lollygagging
remember.
also could mean him holding back.
Right. So you said I was saying it is the case that he's holding back
Yeah,
power.
you
I'm
said
saying
that,
if
and then you're
he
saying you're backtracking.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And then now I said that, well, if he's lollygagging with regeneration, it means it could also be possible that he's lollygagging with power. And that possibility is the gateway I need to say that something is not contradicted. And your claim is contradiction, which means you must prove this.
That's an appeal to possibility.
Well, no, because you're claiming contradiction, right? And you're like, it's possible that he's going all out.
I'm not
therefore
claiming.
there is a contradiction. But your very first claim was that these scans I posted in the anime are contradicted, so you still have to prove it.
Okay.
Like the second you claim contradiction, I can literally say whatever bullshit I want to say
Okay.
to say that it's not contradicted.
So here's the thing. So the thing that I said was contradicted. I said that the statements that you provided are contradicted by the feats within the verse. Okay. So then what you're trying to do is come up with a logical conclusion as to why these statements would be the case, right? You're using evidence from the manga to try and substantiate your claim that the statements are true, correct?
I'm using evidence from all sources, yeah.
Right. So then your evidence is you're saying that Kid Buu is holding back because he's slowing down on his regeneration. There's no evidence.
That's a straw man. That's a straw man.
Okay.
No, you stop me on a straw man. I can stop you
Okay.
on a straw man.
Okay.
Yeah?
So repeat
Right,
to
so
me.
I'll explain
Repeat to
on the
me.
straw man.
Wait. Repeat to me what your statement was, and then I'm gonna respond. Matter of fact, I'll just start typing it as you talk. Give me a second to pull up a notepad, just so I don't strawman you again. I don't want to be strawmanny.
Go for it. Just tell me when you get the notepad ready, and I'll.
I'm ready.
That's good. So basically, what I said was, if Boo is lollygagging with him already in terms of regen and stuff, which are implying the context is, then it's also possible that he's lollygagging with him in power as well, right?
Okay.
And that is the gateway I needed to say that something is not contradicted, right? And your claim was contradiction, so you'd have to prove that he isn't holding back power, that he is going all out, right? That's the burden of proof you have to fulfill.
Okay. So basically, if Boo is lollygagging in terms of regeneration, it's also possible that he's lollygagging with him in terms of power as well. That's the statement. I just typed out what you said. Is that correct or incorrect?
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct.
Why is it that he would be lollygagging with him in terms of power?
Because the statements say that he's the strongest version of Majin Buu. Which means if the thing that you're trying to what my understanding of your assertion is, so tell me if I'm wrong or not, right? Your assertion is that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is relative to Kid Buu, and that provides a contradiction. And so what I'm explaining to you is that Super Saiyan 3 Goku isn't actually relative because Kid Buu was holding back, as he is the strongest version of Majin Buu. And if Goku was relative, or if he was this said strength you're asserting, right, it would not be a contradiction if he's just holding back.
Okay. So then let's get into that real quick. Let me look at my scans real quick. So can I ask you about your scaling chain?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. All right. You're stating that the statements state that Kid Buu is the strongest Buu, correct?
Yeah. They also say power, speed, all other things.
Yeah. He's the overall physically best. Did you post those scans, by the way?
No, I didn't.
You said you were going to.
Yeah, I will post. Yeah. I thought you just accepted because I thought you'd know about. But that's
you said you were going to post them. I like to have all the scans posted.
No problem.
So then you have all those scans stating that he's the strongest, and then you have this statement that of him fighting against Goku, and it's stated that he was lollygagging with his regeneration, right?
Well, it could be interpreted that way. That's one of the interpretations.
It's not one of the interpretations. It's what the translations actually say. It is. It says that bastard, even though he can quickly return to normal, he's playing around by purposely drawing it out. And then also it says that idiot could have come right back. He's just prolonged.
I get it.
Yeah. So the base translation.
I misunderstood what you're trying to say. No, I misunderstood what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So they're referencing his regeneration. So then you're saying
because about the situation overall.
Yeah. So then you're saying because he's lollygagging with his regeneration, it's also possible that he's lollygagging because of lollygagging with his strength because he's the strongest, right?
Right.
And he's the strongest because of those statements, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's circular reasoning.
No, because the claim was that it's
Yeah.
contradicted, right? And I'm just giving you explanations, right, as to why it's not, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm just saying that they're right. Well, let me explain to you what I mean when you say when you say contradiction, you're just straight up telling me I'm wrong. I'm just like, well, no. If you look at it this way, it's totally fine, right? It's like telling some guy, right? This is kind of off topic, but on topic. Like if someone said the dinosaurs were not extinct by a meteorite, right? And someone's like, you're fucking wrong, right? It's like they got to prove all the evidence wrong. They got to prove all the possibilities wrong. They got to do all this and that, right, to say that they're definitively wrong, right? When you claim contradiction, you are claiming a definitive wrong. You're claiming I am definitively wrong.
Okay, so then if that means we have to go into the possibilities, correct? So then the possibility that you brought up is that he's holding back in power, correct? So then I've addressed that possibility. I'm saying that possibility that you've given me is circular reasoning, because you're saying that he's the strongest because of the statement. And then I said, well, he's as strong as Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And you said, well, no, he was holding back against Goku. And I was like, well, how can you argue that he's holding back against Goku just because he held back on his regeneration? And you stated he's the strongest because it stated that he was the strongest. That's circular reasoning. So that possibility is debunked. That possibility that you presented does not logically follow. You have to give me something else, okay?
I completely missed that entire thing. Like I don't know what.
Okay, let me say it one more time for you.
I think
so. You stated.
Where did I cut off for you?
I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Well, I basically spoke for like an extended period, and then I waited for like a minute.
Yourself, then.
Right. What did I say? Sorry, give me a second.
It's okay.
Just give me a second. Need to keep an eye on. Right. So what I was saying is, so what I was saying was that when you claimed contradiction, right? You claimed that.
Oh yeah, I heard that. No, I heard that.
Hello?
No, yeah. Can you hear me? Hello?
It's not in there.
Discord is being stupid.
Did someone change the server location?
So what?
Say hello for fuck me. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I'm sorry.
Back to the debate.
All right. So what I was saying is, third time. I said that when I presented my argument, you said that it was contradicted, right? And a contradiction entails that I'm 100% wrong, 100% wrong.
Yeah, I heard
right?
this.
So,
I heard this part.
Yeah, and so I was saying that towards the end of it, right? If I can prove that there's even a 1% chance I'm correct, that means it's not a contradiction, and my argument is open to, open to be correct or not contradicted.
Guys, one sec. Kathu said that he can join now. I'll just verify him, and he can pick up from here so far.
Okay.
Do we have to summarize what we did so far?
We haven't gone that far.
Oh no, he said he'll join in 10 minutes. It's cool. You guys can go.
Okay.
You guys can continue.
All right.
So what I'm saying is that the possibility that you presented is that it's possible that Boo was lollygagging with his strength, correct? That's the possibility that you gave. All right.
Yep.
So this is your scaling for that. Boo is stated to be the strongest, correct?
Yep.
Boo, I stated that Boo was shown to be on par with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and it stated that Boo was lollygagging with his regeneration, correct?
Right.
And then you state that it's possible that Boo was lollygagging with his strength because he's the strongest, and the fact that he's the strongest, that assertion comes from those earlier statements, correct?
Oh, maybe I phrased that one wrong. No,
okay.
I was trying to say that if he's lollygagging
Yeah, so phrase it again, because this is I mean, you keep saying you rephrased.
I did say
it wrong, but this is like okay. So you did.
No,
so
I did say
the
that.
reason.
I think I phrased it wrong. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to backtrack again?
Yeah. I
Okay,
did
go ahead.
make
You can
myself.
go. Okay.
So if he's like lollygagging in one area, what's stopping him from lollygagging in other areas? That's kind of what I meant by that. I thought you'd understand that if I said it that way.
Okay. If he's so why is he? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's stopping him? Like, what do you mean? Like, why would he not be fighting
Well,
at
this
full
is the
power? Like, the only evidence, the only thing that we know he's doing is that he's lollygagging. He's holding back his regeneration. That's the only thing that we know. That's the only fact that we have to go off of. The only thing that we can. The only thing that you're doing is presenting assumptions. You haven't given me any solid evidence as to why he would be holding back. You haven't given me any solid evidence as to why him lollygagging would mean that he's not hitting him as hard as he fucking can. Like, that isn't like that isn't like, you haven't given me anything, Taurus.
Right. So this is the thing. This is the interesting thing you said, right? You said I haven't given you any solid reasoning, and I'm making assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't your entire argument based off the assumption that Kid Buu is going full strength, and thus the contradiction occurs there?
No.
Yes.
I have evidence. I have evidence.
What's the evidence Kid Buu is going all out?
I'm glad that you finally asked me for some evidence. Let me get you my evidence. Actually, I think I already provided I didn't provide my evidence. So here's pretty much the entire fight between the two of Goku and Kid Buu. Are these scans working for y'all? Do I have to download all of these? Or can y'all click these and they open up? It doesn't work?
It doesn't work.
Alright, hold on.
You can just link me like the Monkakalot does the you could do the full page
stop
view.
typing the scans, please? Like the people.
You could, if you go to Monkakalot, there's an option that gives you full scan option, so you can pretty much just see all the scans all at once. You could just link me that.
No, I like to just present them myself. I like to present and talk.
Cool.
Okay. So this is the statement from the Daizenshuu that states that Goku and Kid Buu are both the strongest. It states that Goku's feelings are only understood by his fellow strongest. And then this is hold on. And then this is the fight between Goku and Kid Buu. And they make comments about like the levels of power that he's using.
He wanted to take him
whether or not that he's using like a real Kamehameha and things like that. The statement that the lollygagging comes directly after this fight. And this fight, I think I posted this statement I might have to do it again. Where Goku states that no matter how much I fight him, he's like not getting any weaker. So he's made comments on the amount of power that he's using, and they can note when he's holding back like his amount of regeneration, but they don't say anything about uh him like diminishing the amount of power that he was ever at.
My argument wasn't that Kid Buu got weaker though. It's just that he was holding back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they made comments on his power, and they were never commenting about like him holding back power. And we know that Goku and Vegeta, or Goku and Vegeta, are both considered geniuses by Piccolo, and Piccolo is able to sense like the deepest depths of someone's powers, even transformations across dimensions. He was able to sense Gotenks in the room with Spirit and Time when old Kai wasn't. He was also able to sense how powerful full power Super Saiyan 3 Goku was, and he was also able to sense after Super Buu absorbed Piccolo, Gohan states that no one knows better than him how powerful Ultimate Gohan is right now. And both of those guys are considered geniuses in comparison to Piccolo.
Right. So this is pretty much the exact same. That's not the same argument. I'm gonna say.
I don't care about the last debate. Just respond. I don't give a fuck about the last debate. Just respond.
Well, it's important because it's related.
Okay, we'll just talk about this debate. Why are you talking about last debate? Talk about this debate. We're not talking about. You don't get to talk about shit from last debate. Focus. Bring it all here, nigga. Get your head in the game.
No. I'm talking about the last. Sorry, give me a second. My headphones fell out. Yeah. Did you hear that last part? I said I was going to refer to the last point, not the last debate we had.
Go ahead. For the last point. These aren't correlated at all. But go ahead.
Right, so last time you made a claim that there was some sort of contradiction. You presented possible evidence, and I explained to you there's outside possibilities. You're also doing the same thing again. You're saying, oh, well, it's not stated that he's holding back. It's not stated. I mean, it's like, oh, these guys are geniuses. They should know this. They should know that. No, you have to prove, you have to find definitive proof to say that Kid Buu is at full strength, undoubtedly, not give me possible arguments as to why it could be the case he went all out.
I've given you that evidence.
You're claiming no. You have given me evidence that possibly could be the case. You have not given me.
It's not possible. No, I've given you evidence.
No, you've given me
debunk my evidence. Debunk why this doesn't mean. Okay, tell me why this. Okay. Tell me why this doesn't mean he's at full power. Debunk it. Debunk it.
I don't have to debunk
it. Tell me why Goku. You don't have to debunk it, nigga. What? It says right there that he and Goku are relative. Are you dumb? What are you talking about? You don't have to debunk my point. You don't have to address what I'm saying. Are you kidding?
I'm going to modify.
I already addressed you.
Okay. Why? So Torrus, why are you saying you don't have to debunk his point? Sorry, just to
Right. So I've already told him that his argument is a possibility and not a definitive case. But the claim that he made was a definitive wrong, which means he has to prove this to be a definitive case. Does that make sense? He said that I am wrong, not that I'm possibly wrong. Right? He's claiming that there's some sort of contradiction, but he's giving me possible arguments. Right? He hasn't actually proven it wrong. He's giving me a reason why he thinks it possibly could be wrong. Right? So therefore, burden of proof is still on him, not on me, because he's still got the burden of proof to fulfill for claiming contradiction.
So that's your point, right? Okay. So what's your point against what he just said specifically?
I've addressed it. I debunked it. I told him what he said was fucking stupid. I told him he was wrong. I told him why he was wrong. And now I presented my counter evidence, and he's saying he doesn't have to address. You know what? True. You don't even have to do this. If he doesn't want to address my point after I addressed his point, I'm fine. I'll leave that to the judge.
I'm just trying to.
I've already clarified.
Okay, Torrus. I apologize for raising my voice. I apologize for getting riled up. I just realized that this does not matter to me. If you don't want to address the point, if you feel like you've countered it, that's fine. I presented to you my counter evidence.
No, I agree. We can move on. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Right, so you're both to move on from the point about okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So then, do you have other points that you want to go into? Because I'm just gonna keep scaling off of the assertion that Kid Buu and Goku are relative to each other.
Right.
Actually, how much more powerful do you believe? You said you believe Kid Buu is more powerful than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. How much more powerful do you believe that he is?
It's vague. Like, we don't really know how much stronger he is.
Okay, I think
They don't ever quantify it.
I think Buhan is an entire full power Vegeta on top of Goku, more powerful than Goku.
Okay. Why? Well,
Because he states.
Sorry, sorry for asking that. That's not what I meant to ask. Wrong question. Okay. Let's say he was a full power Goku, like a full power Goku, whatever the fuck, stronger than Vegeta, right? Why does that prove that the Kid Buu statement is contradicted?
Okay, because because I've already given you my contradiction. I said this is me scaling off of my assertion that the two of them are relative to each other, and that's contradicted. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like I'm moving past that. And I can also just give you, like I can give you contradictions to. I can also show you. Here, let me get a scan. So the greatest. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, if you go off the assertion that they're equal, and I'm going off the assertion that they're not equal and that he's holding back. Let's say both of us are like correct in our assumptions, right?
How can we both can't be correct on our assumptions?
No, yeah, I just thought about it. We can't be both correct. So you presenting your side and me presenting my side. This entire point would just come down to the judge on the previous point, whether who's wrong or right.
I guess you're right. So I guess it just.
All right, so it's like really pointless.
I think
yeah.
Yeah, I think we can just make conclusions if you want.
I kind of want to go on a bit longer because I saved an entire 2 hours for you, dude. I'm being serious.
I mean, yeah, but if the point is pretty succinct. Yeah, I'm just a bit more. Yeah, if you want to go into more, we can. Right? Sure, let's go into it.
Right. So let's go into the other. Under the assumption that So the reason I'm doing this is under the assumption.
Because if we were going into
the assumption is that you won the previous points. The assumption is you won the previous points.
I'm fine with that. That sounds about right. Close to reality.
Yeah, it is quite the assumption. I wouldn't say it's correct, but
no, close to reality. Nice try, Pat.
Right.
Keep going.
Yeah. So under the assumption that you won that or something like that, right? I'll give myself a bit of an extra backbone plus the extra time I spent for you. So one of the things that you tried to assert is that Super Saiyan 3 Goku being relative is some sort of anti-feat. Why is that?
I never said it was an anti-feat.
Well, you said it was a contradiction because they were relative, right? So
because Buhan dogged Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
No, he didn't. He didn't fight him.
I said Buhan dogs. Buhan dogs.
Oh, dogs him. All right.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because it stated that he would. He states that he would dog. I think it says on panel. Hold on, let me get the scan. It says Buhan says, "Ha ha ha! I reached the pinnacle of my power. I will dog walk you through a Walmart, Goku." It says it on the panel. Can anyone refer? Yeah, it says. I swear.
It's the one line.
It says it. Can someone vouch?
Consistent.
That's hilarious.
In Kai, it's in the dub.
It's in Xenoverse.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, so let's say Buhan would dog on Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Let's say Buhan would dog on Super Saiyan 3 Goku. All right, are you saying that Goku when he fought Buhan is the same strength as when he fought Kid Buu? And if so, can you prove it?
And if so, can I prove it?
Yeah, because remember, again, it's back to the contradiction claim.
Yeah, right? I would just be saying...
Your contradiction is that they are the same strength, that you'd have to prove it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so why would he be growing in power? Are you saying that he grows in power? I'm saying, okay, listen. I think you have burden of proof mixed up. Burden of proof only works is if I'm stating that there's some sort of change. I don't think anything has changed. I think there's no change has happened. I'm not making any claims, okay? I'm just saying Goku... I just want to finish what I'm saying.
Oh, no problem.
I'm just saying that Goku is just Goku. Goku hasn't changed. Are you making the assertion that he has gotten stronger?
Well, this is the thing, right? You said burden of proof falls on the person who's saying there's some sort of change.
No, the burden of proof falls upon the person making a claim. Yeah, the person who's claiming the person making an assertion.
Okay.
If you're asserting something, then that means you have the burden of proof.
Okay. Let's go with that. I asserted Kid Buu was the strongest, and I posted several scans for that. So I fulfilled my first burden of proof, correct? My first burden of proof. Right? Then you made the claim that it is contradicted, right? So what is the burden of proof that you have fulfilled to claim that they are the same strength?
I've already provided. I provided the thing that said Goku powers can only be understood by his fellow strongest, and then I gave you that entire back and forth where they were commenting on Kid Buu's power,
No,
and
that's why they
wait,
were
wait.
relative. That's why you were arguing they
Huh?
were relative, right?
What
But you were
okay,
saying
what did
that,
I say?
So you were saying that that Goku and Vegeta are like much greater geniuses than Piccolo. They can sense the true depths of Kid Buu's strength, so therefore he's
Yes.
not holding back, right?
Yes.
And therefore Goku
Wait,
and
so
Kid Buu
therefore
were
he's
relative,
not holding
right?
back?
Yeah, that was the assertion
No,
that you made,
no.
right?
If that's what I said, that's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say was they would know how powerful they were. Like they would know how powerful Kid Buu is.
Okay.
And
Okay.
can Goku believe that he and Kid Buu were relative, and he actually believed that his full power would be above Kid Buu's full power, would be above Kid Buu.
Well, let's say the thing that he could sense the depth of his power, right? Why couldn't the depths of his power be just greater than Buuhan or whatever the fuck? Just be the strongest version of Buu. You know, if he could do that.
Because it doesn't matter, because even if he still thinks, even if you want to assert that it's possible that it could be the depths of Kid Buu are deeper than Buuhan's, that assertion doesn't matter because Goku
I thought that's what you were
still,
saying, though.
listen, Goku was still relative to Kid Buu, and by him being relative to Kid Buu, that means that Buuhan scales above Kid Buu because Buuhan would beat the shit out of Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's all that means. So the possibility does not exist. The possibility that you presented doesn't exist. So like I just said, I can make that assertion. I can say you're wrong and I am right because I've disproven the possibilities that you presented. I can do that now. Based on what you mean, based on what you said it means to prove someone right and to prove someone wrong. I can now say that I'm right and you're wrong.
Okay, so was it not you who made the point that Goku can sense if someone is suppressed or not?
I said they can sense the full depths of their power.
Right, so if Goku can just sense the full depths of Kid Buu's power, what's wrong with him saying that Kid Buu is the strongest Buu?
Okay. He says that Kid Buu is the strongest Buu, and then he senses the depths of his power, and then he goes to fight Kid Buu. They're relative to each other, and he thinks that his full power is greater than Kid Buu. And then Buuhan says that on panel, you agreed, it says that he would dog walk him through a Walmart, Torrus. He would dog walk him. That's what would happen. Like, he would beat the shit out of him. Like, it wouldn't even be close. Goku was facing Buuhan, and he was like, I'd rather risk getting weaker by trying to fuse with Hercule than run Buuhan's hands on my own. That's what he said. That's what he said. Buuhan would sextuple roundhouse kick Kid Buu's chin off. It wouldn't even be close. I don't even understand how you're making this assertion anymore. Like, this point doesn't work.
Okay. Again, that still falls under the assumption that they are the same strength, right? And your refutation to that was...
What's your counter evidence? I haven't made an assertion. All I said was I don't know if he got stronger or not. Do you think he got stronger?
Well, if Saiyan's fighting is something that constitutes as them evolving in combat and getting stronger, then yeah, I do think they get stronger.
Do you think that he got so much stronger that it would be a Vegeta's worth of strength on top of it? Can you quantify it?
It doesn't really matter.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does matter. It does matter. It does matter because I can.
Let me talk.
Okay, go ahead. My mistake. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead.
Cool. Right. So just because I can't quantify how much he's gotten stronger by, that doesn't disprove the fact that he could have gotten this much stronger, right? And that still fulfills the burden of proof of my position that it's not contradicted, right? I could be like, well, Goku's not the same strength because he grew in strength as he fought and he's had multiple fights. Kid Buu is the strongest Buu, which has no contradictions if Goku has gotten all the stronger as it's possible to be the case, right? So all options of the argument that we presented so far, right, are me presenting two pieces of evidence. I haven't posted the evidence that he gets stronger through combat, actually. Let me do that quickly.
Okay, so while you're looking for that, let me go ahead and respond to that. So the thing that you're trying to say is that because we know that Goku got stronger, it's instantly true that the contradiction doesn't work anymore. The possibility could still be that Kid Buu is even stronger than Buuhan. That's not the case, right? Because we know that you got stronger does not automatically mean that you're so much stronger that you're able to just clear this contradiction. That's why I asked you for the quantification. I can prove to you how much more powerful Buhan is than Goku. That's my feat. And I'm saying that Kid Buu, you're saying that it's possible that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is weaker than Kid Buu. And I'm asking you how strong Kid Buu is, and you can't give me an answer. You're still falling back on that initial statement. That's the only thing that you have. Everything falls onto that initial statement, which I've already debunked. The statement does not follow. The only way your case stands up is if you use this circular reasoning to fold on top of each other to like support the things that you're saying. Like you can't do it. Do you have any other do you have any other points?
Well, I'd like to first respond to that one before we make any new points.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. So my argument isn't actually a circular argument. It is me presenting a position and evidence as to why something can be true, right? And because something is true because because the statements say so, and your entire position hinges upon possible evidence, right? And this is what I'm trying to say. You're like, well, they fought, right? And they looked.
Wait. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question real quick? What's possible evidence? Because I'm presenting just evidence. I'm presenting scans. So what's possible evidence? Because you keep using that word.
All right. So possible evidence is right. Let me give you an example, right?
Okay.
Let's say I see this fucking sphere in the sky, right? I'm like, that thing's a fucking planet. That's a planet right there. That sphere in the sky is a fucking planet. And you're like, well, that's a possible argument. You've spotted the sphere in the sky that could have been a planet because that's what we normally assume it to be. So possible evidence, right, is making some sort of claim on evidence that has 2 or 3 different interpretations.
Okay, so that's not what I did.
Sorry.
That's not what I did. I haven't done that.
I can explain how you did if you want.
No, because you're the one who's making assumptions. I'm not making assumptions. All the arguments I've made so far have not taken any assumptions. I'm going off of fact. It's like you looking up into the sky and being like, "Oh, that's a huge marble," because I think it's possible it's a marble. I don't know. Meanwhile, I'm like, well, based on the evidence that I have, this is the thing that I'm saying. Because this is like the conjecture that I'm making based on what I have. This isn't like this debate isn't whether or not Buhan versus Kid Buu, whether Buhan being stronger than Kid Buu is logically sound. It's not that. If more evidence is towards Buhan winning and you just have conjecture and like assumptions, it doesn't matter what you're saying because you haven't provided any evidence. So that's my counter to that.
Right. So, and my counter to that would be, so first of all, the fact that you said you made no assumptions and I made lots of assumptions. The assumption that I am pointing out is the fact that Kid Buu is at full strength. That is the biggest assumption in the argument. And so to go back to the analogy, let's say the marble in the sky, right?
Define assumption. I don't think you know what an assumption is.
An assumption, well, how do you define an assumption? Just something that you make based off, I don't know, deduction? A deduction that you make based off observation?
Yeah, assumption is a thing that is accepted as true or as certain to happen without proof. So I'm not making assumptions. I'm providing proof for what I'm saying. You're not providing proof for what you're saying. You're the one making assumptions. That's what I'm saying. You're using the words wrong. Like you're using words incorrectly. Even down to that. Like you're not looking at things correctly. So I haven't made any assumptions. You've made assumptions. You haven't made any solid arguments. I don't know which razor it is, Occam's razor, Hitchens razor, but I can just dismiss whatever the fuck because I'm not making assumptions. You are.
Okay, so the assumption that I'm saying you're making is not presenting the evidence. It's what you're saying the evidence says or is the case, right? You'll post a scan of Kid Buu and Goku fighting, and you'll be like, they are equal at full power, right? What you're actually showing is they are equal in this panel. What you're not showing is that they are equal at full strength. That is the assumption that is made, right? You can easily deduce that they are relatively, like if it looks like they're equal on panel, that the assumption is that they are pretty much equal, right? That's a valid, concrete assumption to make. Okay. But if you're going to add an additional claim to that, which is that they are at full power as well in this scan, that is the assumption made. And the analogy I wanted to use in the marble thing, you were saying that, oh, I'm pointing to this thing in the sky and calling it a marble. No, I'm telling you, right, I have multiple pieces of evidence, and multiple statements telling me that this thing in the sky, right, or there is a gigantic marble in the sky, and I point at the thing saying that is the gigantic marble. And you're responding with, well, I don't think that's the case because this would contradict this and this would contradict that. Like it doesn't look fully spherical, it doesn't look fully like a marble, and you're like, well, that's a contradiction. But you haven't refuted the actual evidence, so you haven't actually given me definitive, concrete evidence that I'm wrong. You're just giving me skeptic arguments and possibilities that it's wrong. And so burden of proof still relies on you.
Okay, so you can do that when you look at the scans that I presented in singularity vacuously. Did you listen to the narrative that I presented to you?
You can repeat it, because I don't quite fully recall.
Goku and Vegeta are able to sense the full depths of Kid Buu's power because their key ability scale above Piccolo's. That's what you agreed to, correct?
I didn't agree to that, but...
Okay, do you want to go into it? Do you want to counter it? Do you have a debunk for it?
Well, I don't really need... In my stance, the debunk isn't required. I just need to be like, well, could be true, right? That's all I really need to do.
Okay, like I said, this isn't... Wait,
like, I'll say, if I disagree, I'll tell you. Like, let's say I accepted this assumption and you just kept going all the way.
No, because I don't want to go into this point. I don't want to go into this point, and then halfway through the line, we have to go all the way back, and then you go and you talk about it. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, do you want to contend it or not?
Yeah, Taurus, if you want to contend the point, please contend it like now, so that way we don't have to go back later. I mean, just to make it like easier to like keep track of what's going on. So like, don't hypothetically accept the point now and then contend said point later. So you're either going to concede the point now, or you're going to just debate it now. If you don't agree, then you should have a reason to, right?
Okay. So one of the reasons I disagree with is when you remember when Kid Buu first came about, they were both pretty confident that they could beat him. Do you know that? Let me get the scans for that.
I don't think that's the case. I think it's stated that they're like his body's a little bit smaller now. He might be easier to handle. That's what they said. They didn't say that they could beat him.
Hold on, let me get the Herm scan since that's what you agreed to earlier.
That's not what I agreed to earlier. Stop misquoting me.
That's something you accepted. That's what you accepted earlier.
That's not what I said. That's not what the fuck I said. Stop misquoting.
That's not what I'm saying.
I said
that. Let me clarify, Aaron. Let me clarify. I'm sorry for making that mistake. When I posted the Herm scan earlier, you're like, okay, because you used Kerms and Konzenchu, so I used Herms in response to your quote of Herms and Konzenchu.
That is not what I said. That's not what I said.
Oh, for fuck's sake, dude. Okay.
You want to hear what I said?
It doesn't matter. I'll
so it doesn't matter what I said.
Wait.
All you have to do is oh my, you're so weird.
Arrow, do you accept Herms or not? Taurus, hold on. Do you accept Herms or not?
That's not. But can y'all hear what I said? Why are y'all pinning me to this? Like, don't try and pin me to this. That's not what I said. Can I say what I said?
No. Yes, go ahead. I'm letting you speak.
Okay. What I said was that you take scans if the vast majority of the people who make these translations agree with each other. If you have one scan and the Konzenchu and then Herms all saying somewhat the same thing, you can take that. But if they disagree with each other, then you don't take it. So what I'm saying is you take an amalgamation of the evidence. You take multiple pieces of evidence. The reason I took the Herm scan is because it was close to the Mengakalot scan that I provided and cross-referenced. That's why I took it.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Okay, so what we could do is we could be here for like 3 hours every time we need a scan because we need.
No, we don't, because I have all my scans. I have cross references for all my scans. I'm prepared.
But not everybody is like that. So
okay, I'm sorry, he's not prepared. I came prepared. He had a week. Isn't he supposed to be the most knowledgeable nigga on all of Dragon Ball? I don't give a fuck.
I had 2 days.
Have your scans. I had 2 days, nigga. We had the same amount of time. Like,
right.
Bro,
I have my evidence.
You're literally Arrow. You're getting really heated. Calm down. But you're also literally the only one who brings up this translation argument. Like, you discredit like each individual translator unless like 50% of translators agree with that specific translation. Yeah. It's a really weird argument because 51% of translations could be wrong, right?
Okay,
right?
that's not
Right.
the case.
Right.
That's
But
not.
I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm not saying
That's
the case.
not what I said. I said if 25% out of four, one out of the four, if 3 out of 4 dentists say one thing, Carthu, if 3 out of 4 dentists say don't brush your teeth with booty butter, are you more likely to think that 3 dentists are right, or the fucking dude saying brush your teeth with doo-doo butter is? Which one?
You should just get your own translations. That's really the real answer here. Anyway,
go learn Japanese. I'll go fuck myself. You're right. You're right.
No, I'm not saying go learn Japanese. You can get a translator on Fiverr for like $5 a page.
I know a licensed.
So get my own Japanese translator, like I just said, Carthu. That's what you want me to do. Get a nigga who can speak Japanese. That's unreasonable. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not saying it's unreasonable. I'm saying like Torrus does that, right? So that's reasonable. I don't know, Aero. I'm not here to debate. Arrow, I'm not here to debate you. I'm here to
booty. Then just let me talk to Torrus. All I'm saying is you jumped in. The point that you made didn't make any sense. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be rude, but like that, what you said doesn't make any sense. Like the preponderance of evidence. You're saying I'm unreasonable for asking for that. That doesn't make any sense, Carthu. That doesn't make any sense. To say I'm unreasonable for preferring that doesn't make, bro.
I don't know. So like this is okay. So we're gonna end it with this. This is where my stance would be. If we have, say, Herms, right? Person who understands Dragon Ball, figurehead in the community. By the way, Dragon Ball is only translated, like Z and stuff, the Viz manga, is only translated by one person. It's not like there's a Viz translation studio. It's not really how Viz works. So it's one person. They originally had, like, bad translators in, like, the Saiyan arc. Translations get fine towards the Buu arc, just about. But that's just sort of how the nature of it goes once you like learn more about the series and learn what you're allowed to do translating, especially for a company like this. But then you have Herms as like a referential source because Herms is a licensed translator who also understands Dragon Ball, right? So he's not going to mistranslate something from a lack of understanding, which is something you have to worry about with translators. That's the last thing I'm going to say. But if we're okay, so the only reason we're asking you, so when we're asking you if you're okay with Herms, we're asking you if you're okay with Herms in this instance. So if you want to cross-reference and you're cross-referencing disagrees with this, then post your cross-referencing. That's fine, but that's what we're asking. So Torrus, you posted that Herm scan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm also going to post another scan here as well. So the first one is if Vegeta underestimating Buu and admitting to it, and Goku is also underestimating Buu and he is admitting to it.
Okay, so where?
So both of the time. So
your statement was they said they could beat him. Where does it say that?
No. So the refutation was the contention, right? The point that he made was if I have a problem.
The statement you made was that
Oh
they
my
said
god!
that
You
they
never
could beat
let
him.
me clarify. Fuck me, dude.
It's not clarification. You're not saying. You're just saying something and then saying something else. Say
Well,
what
you're
you
cutting
said.
me off in the middle of it. Every time.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you said Goku and Vegeta can sense the depths of his power, or whatever the fuck. My refutation was both Goku and Vegeta admit that he's much stronger than they thought. So that means they didn't sense the true depths of his strength. And this is like towards the end of the fight. This is after they found out through ass beating that he's much stronger.
Are you done?
Yes.
Where does it say on those 2 scans, which is the original question I asked you and the original statement that you made? Where does it say that they state that they think they can beat Buu? Where does it say that?
I never made that claim.
Yes, you did.
Yes, he did.
Oh, right. All right. The previous one, right. Okay.
No, this one. You said that those 2. You said that their statements that they can beat Buu. You said that they missensed his power, and you said that they think that they can beat Buu. That's what you said.
They said that they think they could manage something, right? Which means they
manage
thought they could
something. That does not mean.
Yeah.
That where does it say that?
Let me bring that up. By the way, if they don't beat Kid Buu, then they kind of like don't really manage anything at all, which is kind of like the point I was making. I said if they don't, then they wouldn't manage. But well, actually, I'll drop that point for now. We'll deal with this one, and then we'll come back to that one later. Yeah. So we're still in the middle of the other point.
No, I like to. Just like you said, were we in the middle of the point?
Still in.
So
you
this
are
is the
still in
point.
the middle of
This
another
is-
point. Please finish the current point.
Right. So I said earlier that the claim that you said I said earlier was that and the Cartoon clarified was that I said that they could, but they both thought they could beat him. And the scan that I'm saying to substantiate that is Goku's like, we did it this way. We might be able to manage something.
Okay.
Right,
So
which means they thought there's a good chance that they could beat. Well, there's a chance that they could beat it.
So they know that his power did not change. There's no comment on his power changing, right? They even state that this small they're referring to is in physical size.
Right.
Right. And then you say that he says we think we can manage something, correct?
Yeah.
Does Goku not go in there and box Kid Buu?
No, that's the whole point.
No,
I'm saying.
he doesn't. No, the two of them don't have a fist fight, and they're like going back and forth. That doesn't happen.
Well, if that's what you meant by boxing fight, they do fight. Yeah, they do fight. Correct.
Okay, and they fight pretty on par with each other, correct?
With what we were shown, yeah.
Okay, so then my statement is that Goku and Vegeta say, oh, we might be able to fight Kid Buu at this point with this level of power, and you said they're able to sense the true depths of their power, and then
no, that's what you said. That's what you said.
Do you disagree? Do you want to? Because this is
I
what
did.
Because
that's the reason why I brought up
this
the scan.
is the disagreement. Okay, so then you're going along and saying, yeah, this is your debunk to it. Okay, this is it. Okay.
Right. The three scans
So they say, yeah, we can manage something. Do they not manage something?
Yeah, they do manage something in there.
They do manage something. Okay, so they were right that they could manage something. He's a little bit stronger. He says you sure are strong, more than I imagined. But they're still relative, right? They're still able to do something. Even if they're not able to sense exactly how strong Kid Buu is, the gauge that they have is more accurate than anyone else's. That doesn't contradict anything that I said. When Super Buu is talking to Mystic Gohan and he absorbs Piccolo, he says, you should know better than anyone else how powerful I am now.
You've already said this. You've already said this.
Okay, so I understand that, but I like to have my arguments to be succinct and precise and concise. I like to draw them all back together. Okay, Torrus? I just want to do that. Can I do that?
You can do that.
All right, I just want to dot. Okay, so then
as long as you're concise about it, yeah, sure, you can.
Yeah. So the earlier evidence I gave about Piccolo,
that's fine.
The earlier evidence I gave about Piccolo being able to sense someone better than anyone else is the metric that they're going off of. Goku and Vegeta can sense better than anyone else, and that's why they know Kid Buu's general range of power. And it's stated in the Daizenshu that Goku and Kid Buu are relative. Goku believes that he and Kid Buu are relative, as does Vegeta. That's multiple sources of evidence that debunk your claim, right?
When you posted the Daizenshu scan, it didn't actually say what you said. Hold on, let me download and repost it.
Sure, go ahead. It circled it. It said Goku's feelings are understood by his fellow strongest. That's what it said.
Yeah, this is the one, right? Why does that prove that they were both going all out?
Okay, that's not what I just said.
You did. You said the Daizenshu scan even said they were both going.
I said that
you said they were both relative. Sorry, you said they were both relative. Yeah, right.
That's what I said.
How does that prove that? How does that prove that they're both relative?
What does fellow mean? What does fellow mean?
Fellow, someone.
Yeah.
Friend. I don't know.
No, it doesn't mean it. Let me get you the definition of fellow in this context.
Sure.
So fellow in this context would mean let's see. A person in the same position, involved in the same activity, or otherwise associated with another. His fellow strongest. The other strongest person.
Right.
So it's not stating that there's a difference in power between the two of them. It's stating that the two of them are on the same tier of power. They're both the strongest.
Okay. Let's put it like this. If me and who's someone that who can I think of? If me and Eista, right? If me and Eista were like the only two Dragon Ball debaters around, right? And we're like, oh, sure. we're the two best Dragon Ball debaters. That does not mean me and Eista are fucking relative.
Sure, but they're not the only two fighters in the universe.
Right. These are the only two strongest guys there would be in the universe. Like if so.
What other people are alive in the universe, King? What are you talking about?
Yeah, so this would prove that they are stronger than everybody else in the universe, right? But that wouldn't prove that they are relative.
They're stronger.
It would just prove that they're
stronger than everybody else, right? If you are the strongest, you're stronger than everyone else, correct?
Okay, right. I'll give you a different analogy.
So if the two of them are both the strongest, then that would mean that neither one is stronger than the other. They can't. Because if one was stronger than the other, because if one of them was stronger than the other, one of them would just be the strongest. What do you mean? You're like, why does two niggas tying for first mean that one of them didn't come in second? What are you talking about? Like it just can't be the case. Like that didn't make any sense. Do you have any other points? Because I feel like I'm going over the same things again and again and again and again. Like I'm done. I give my.
Okay. Well, we'll stop with that point there, whatever you meant by it. But right. But I went back to a different point that I made earlier. I posted 2 scans, right, and then I posted the other one because you said I was saying the wrong thing. So the 2 scans I wanted to present were Goku and Vegeta admitting to that fact that Buddha is actually stronger than what they originally thought.
I addressed that already. We just
you went over the first scan.
No, I didn't. I went over both.
Third scan.
I went over both. I went over all of them. Were you not listening?
Yeah. You were saying this thing about
wait, Torrus, were you listening?
Yeah. You just asked me a question. Let me answer it then.
It's a yes or no question. Were you listening?
I don't care if it's a yes or no question. I'm going to answer your question how I want to.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So you said you wanted to wrap your argument nice and coalescely in a concise way or whatever, right? And that was bringing up the whole point that they can sense the depth of their power. But my point was, right, they couldn't sense the full depth of his power, as they both state here, Goku and Vegeta state individually that they both admit that that Kid Buu is stronger than they originally thought, right? That would directly go against your claim that they did know the true depth of his strength.
Torrus, I literally just addressed. I know you think that I'm just being a cunt, like I'm just being an asshole, but I literally we just talked about this. Like I literally just addressed. That's why I asked if you were listening.
If you felt like you addressed it,
no, Torrus, let's just pause. Let's just time out. Like not even in a debate sense, bro. Like we literally just had this conversation. Like the same exact question that you just asked me, wording and all, down to like the very example that you gave. You just asked me that like 2 minutes ago.
You know why I repeated it?
Because you didn't hear me. You weren't listening.
No, I was listening. What I heard didn't refute the evidence
what
I gave.
Said was,
but you felt like
no. If you feel like if you didn't hear me, go ahead, King. Go ahead, King. Go ahead.
You feel right. I felt like your evidence didn't refute what I said. So that's why I repeated it. You felt like your evidence did, so you think I'm going on a tangent. So if we both feel this way, move on. Let's move on to the next point. Leave it to the judge.
I just want to make sure that you understand. I just want to make sure they understand. You're not going to debate me. I'm not high right now. I feel fine. That's why you're not doing as well. Okay. So what you said was why are they not? They say, oh, he's stronger than I expected. Blah 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 blah. We just went over this. My response was when Piccolo is able to sense Gotenks,
We know your response.
Okay.
We know it.
Okay.
Leave it to the judge. Stop repeating.
Torrus,
Can we just move on to the next point?
Torrus,
let him repeat it.
No, Arthur, I'll handle this.
Okay.
Torrus,
No. I'm the judge, so I'll handle it. Torrus, let him repeat it, and then that's fine.
One more time to not talk over me. I will drag your British ass through the dirt. Don't talk over me. Take your turn. Like you got to finish. Like how when you asked to stop.
All right, Arrow, can we?
No. If he wants to talk shit, then I'm gonna piss in his mouth. Don't speak to me like that, bro. Like I'm trying to say something. Like don't talk to me like that. Don't talk when I'm talking. Okay? That's all I'm asking. That's the only thing I want. No, all I want him to do is to learn to not talk when I'm talking.
Oh, damn.
Okay. So as I was saying, but he doesn't have to talk when I'm talking.
It's crazy that Aero talks about the entire thing.
You piss on your ass, you bitch ass nigga. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to quiet them down for you. What the fuck, dude?
Oh my god.
Right. So what was the last point that was made?
So what I was saying was that he gave 2 scans that said, "Oh, so and Kid Buu is stronger than I expected," and then I went into exactly what I meant by their scaling to Piccolo and what Piccolo's abilities were. Piccolo was able to sense Gotenks. He's able to sense Gotenks and say about how strong he was in relation to Super Buu. He was able to sense Goku and sense how powerful Super Saiyan 3 was in relation to Buu. He can only do it in relation to things, like who's relative to who, right? And then when Piccolo gets absorbed by Buu, what Gohan says to him is, "No one knows the depths of my power greater than you do right now." Which means that the only one, and this is, by the way, this is him saying thanks to Piccolo. He's referring to Piccolo's ability to sense ki. He says, because of Piccolo, you should be the best one who understands the depths of my powers. It's all relative, how relatively powerful they are in comparison to something else. And I'm saying that Goku and Vegeta got the relative power right. They know that Kid Buu is this strong. They said that Super Saiyan 3 Goku should be able to contend against that Kid Buu. And they were right, because Kid Buu can do something. Or Super Saiyan 3 Goku can do something against Kid Buu. Right? And that's why I got into it. That's why I got into that whole argument, okay? Like, it's not just me going on a tangent or me not addressing it. That's why I keep saying you have to listen to it like the narrative that I'm spinning for you. This isn't just like multiple loose not connected thoughts, right? These are all one singular line of logic. Do you understand now, Torrus? I responded to the point.
Sure, if that's your response, right? There's only one last thing in that thing that I wanted to. So,
sure.
The Piccolo in relation thing. This is a new point. Piccolo in relation thing. So you're saying Piccolo can only compare things in relation to one another. Not so hard to do when the two people who are fighting are kind of using the same level of strength, right? Gotenks and Super Buu kind of using the same level of strength, kind of doing okay with each other. It's not hard to deduce that they're relative. Fat Buu and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Wait.
I'm sorry. I think you misunderstood. He sensed base Gotenks and thought he was a match for Buu. He was right about base Gotenks versus Super Buu. He sensed Gotenks. He said he might be able to beat Buu, and then he went Super Saiyan 3, and the two are relative to each other. Like, he sensed past it. He sensed through his transformations.
Sorry.
So it's not quite what you're describing.
No. I don't know if you know this, but in the manga, Piccolo didn't actually know if they could transform into Super Saiyan after they fused in base.
Sure, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, he sensed the depths of Gotenks.
Hold on, I haven't finished yet.
Okay, but I just want to respond to that directly, because what I'm saying is that Gotenks, he sensed Gotenks in base, and he's like, you have enough power to defeat Super Buu. Yeah, he didn't know about Super Saiyan 3, but the point is that he still senses Gotenks in base and knows he has the power to overcome Super Buu. That's what I'm talking about by the depths.
Okay. Before I make my point, do you mind if I just quickly find the scan so I can explain it as I'm doing it?
Go ahead.
Cool.
Yo, Aero, you need to chill out with the piss shit.
No, let him debate how he wants. Don't let him debate how I want.
No.
Yeah,
Also, I'm calm. Just don't the only thing I said is just don't talk when I'm talking. Like, I feel like people always say I'm a Spurg, but I want anyone who thinks I'm a Spurg saying don't talk over me to like.
Listen, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, you need to calm down with like saying that you're pissing niggas' mouth. Like, that's such a shit.
Whatever, bro.
Yeah, he said specifically the piss, dude. It's a little
rhetorically pissed. Rhetorically pissed.
I don't know, dude. When you say it like 6 times in a row, I don't know if it's rhetorical.
Listen. Y'all boys taking it for. That's not what it is, okay?
I'll drag your British ass through the dirt.
That doesn't even sound like me. That doesn't sound like me, bro. That doesn't sound like me. You know, everybody has rough days. I have, everybody has rough days at work. We had
some mid-show entertainment there. It was great.
I'm not gonna lie, Aero. There was like a couple niggas in general that wanted you to actually piss on them.
Huh?
They got some piss fish. All right,
Yeah,
I'm getting fucking distracted. Can you stop, please?
I better. Yeah, these niggas are weird. Niggas said they
Yeah,
want me to piss on them.
yeah.
Yeah, tell me they're at so I can keep away
Hold
from
on.
them and block them. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I got the scans. All right, so first scan says that oh shit, he's not starting as Super Saiyan. Like, he's surprised they're not starting. And the second scan is like, oh, they can turn Super Saiyan after fusion, right? So when he was saying that they could beat Gotenks, he was actually referring to base Gotenks, right? That he thought base Gotenks can beat Super Buu. But I forgot to post a scan for when he like face palms after. Sorry, give me a second.
Right.
Right
So
after he says that, he does this.
Mhm.
This is meant to be between the other two scans. He just face palms, pretty much admitting that he was wrong.
Mhm.
Right. So he's not referring to the true depths of Gotenks' strength. He's referring to base Gotenks because he doesn't actually know he can transform after fusion.
Okay. So I'm saying that he can sense the depths of his strength past his Super Saiyan transformations. Correct. That's the assertion that I'm making.
The assertion you made was that he can sense his
The depths of
transformations
his
based
strength.
on
Yes.
the depths of his strength based on this scene.
Mhm.
And I was clarifying to you
No,
that
it's not
he wasn't.
based on that scene. I said based on the Goku scene where he says, "Goku, you have enough power to actually beat Majin Buu, don't you?" And Goku has to lie to him.
Right, but you did mention base Gotenks and Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah,
Gotenks,
and then
so
I
Gotenks
said,
Right.
right. So this is why I'm saying you have to listen to it all together. Piccolo's able to sense through Goku's transformations, right? That's my first point.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then I'm
yeah, he could
saying
sense that he was
my
right.
supporting evidence for that is doing it to Gotenks. He senses Gotenks and he says he might have enough power to beat Super Buu. And then when he transforms into Super Saiyan 3, he does. So once again, that's Piccolo's sensing ability, just being able to go past their depths and feel like their general like full power, right? Because even like admittedly, he says he's not sure, but he thinks that Gotenks can beat Super Buu, right? Like he has a general like idea of how strong he is.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Can I respond to each point?
Yeah, go ahead.
And then go
ahead.
Cool. So, the Goku point, he could sense the power or whatever. I think what he could do is he could tell that Goku wasn't going all out. That was the thing. It wasn't that he was like, oh, you were hiding a bunch of fucking power that could have one-shot him. He was like, what if you just actually tried? Could you have beaten him? Right? That's what he was saying in that scene.
That's not what he said.
And well, I'm saying that's what it could have meant, rather than he's just sensing the true depths of his strength, right? You're trying to use this as like a consolidating argument, and the reason why you were trying to, right, because the situation was kind of up in the air, you were using supporting evidence to back up your claim, right? Which is what you should be doing. But the supporting evidence you presented, I refuted earlier because you said, oh, he could sense base Gotenks, and from that he could tell that Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. I refuted that earlier because he was sensing base Gotenks and talking about base Gotenks because he doesn't know that he could transform into Super Saiyan afterwards. So your supporting evidence isn't there anymore. And so you're back to the whole Goku scene, which I'm explaining to you there's an alternative
Can you explain that last part to me one more time, please?
So you're substantiating evidence for why Piccolo has like this depth sensing thing, is that he sensed base Gotenks and that he could tell how strong Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks would be, or how strong he would be after transformations. But my refutation to that was posting a scan showing you Piccolo has no idea that Gotenks could transform into a Super Saiyan after fusing, and so all the statements would be referring to his base form.
Right. So the statements that Piccolo are making, he's not sure. He doesn't know. Like he's never sure, right? So he senses their power. He senses that Goku's full power would be greater than Fat Boo's, but he's like, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. He doesn't know what he's sensing, right? He's not sure if what he's sensing is correct, right? Because he does it both times. No. Let's not go with that because I don't like going. Like we just said, let's not go forward and then go back. Let's just focus.
No, because what I thought. All right, I'll give you up. I thought earlier you were saying that he was like some solid god of sensing ki. So for you to say he's not sure afterwards is kind of odd, kind of contradictory. You're like, oh, Piccolo's a god at sensing, and he says Goku and Vegeta are better than me. Then you're like, no, well, Piccolo was kind of unsure with his sensing. It's kind of contradictory in that notion, which is why I was like, okay, let's see where he's going with it. That's why I was saying, let's see where he's going with it. So,
can I tell you why it's not contradictory?
Go for it.
Okay. So he states that he's not sure what he's sensing, but he thinks that he knows that there's this relative amount of power. right? And
Okay.
this ability to sense someone's peak relative level of power is greater than every other sensing feat in the verse. We also know that he can sense through dimensions. He can sense while walking through the basement. He can sense inside the room of spirit and time. And we know
Could
that
you
the
prove that?
Olotai, sure.
Because as I recall it, Piccolo was using telepathy through the room of spirit of time. He wasn't sensing them, but I could be wrong about that.
I got it. Hold on.
As far as I'm aware, it's telepathy. So, like I said, I could possibly be wrong. So, if you post the scan, it'd be great.
Yeah, hold on.
See, this is what I booked the fucking 2 hours for. Now it's worth it.
I mean, you added on this. You added this. I was done earlier.
No, if I'm gonna book 2 hours, I gotta make full use of it. In my blood, dude.
Oh, one chapter too far.
Why are you niggas sending me fucking friend requests during the debate? Fuck off, dude. I don't want no friends in a fucking debate. Fuck. If it helps you, when I picked up the Gotenk scan, it was on 296, Dragon Ball Z 296, so it should be around like 290 plus. Or it should be the one like 294 onwards.
Are y'all still debating?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, are you guys still debating?
Yes.
Mute yourself.
Someone's gonna yell at me.
Are you guys still debating?
Yes.
Yo, Aero, you still debating?
Yes.
Yo, wait,
Why
Aero,
is
you still
everyone
debating, bro?
asking-
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hold up. Is this debate still going on?
Yeah.
Wait, fuck, they were debating?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all
They're
are still
fucking trolling. They're fucking trolling. Mute them.
Wait,
They're
what
fucking
the fuck?
trolling.
This was a debate.
Yo, somebody piss in my mouth.
Why are y'all
Huh?
asking that?
Sorry, someone was yelling at me, so I missed what. If you said anything,
Hey, I cut out.
missed
I
it.
have a quick question.
Yeah.
The joke is
The
dead.
debate is still going. Yeah, if that's the
Oh,
question.
okay, just making sure.
Alright, don't kill the fucking meme. What are we waiting on again?
Got killed immediately.
So,
Who's
so Arrow said that they could
Arrow
sense
getting the scan, right?
Yeah, Arrow said that they could sense him inside, and I asked him to prove it.
Right, since I wasn't here at the start of the argument, I'm going to take this little, like, search break that we have right now to clarify. What are our positions about anime and manga equally valid? Anime's expansion of the manga? Like, what are the terms we're using here?
I think the
As,
anime
like-
is fine if it doesn't contradict the manga.
Right, did you guys
and-
agree upon this at the beginning? This is probably something to
He
agree
said it's
upon.
canon. I have a contention with it.
Ah, shit, this really makes this fucking debate harder. Okay.
So basically, what happened was I used the anime, and he said the anime is contradicted. Like he said, the anime is contradicted. That's how the debate started. I used anime scans. He said it was contradicted, and then we moved on from there. That's what happened. It's chapter 295. I am on it now.
Hold on. I think Wait. I think I got something. Yeah, I think the thing I got mixed up was that old Kai can't use telepathy across dimensions, but Piccolo
Yeah,
can.
and Piccolo can. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's
what
what I
I
messed
thought.
up. Yeah, never
Yeah.
mind.
That's fine.
So, but the dimension point
You
doesn't
finish
really
off
matter
though.
to me. I'm more so
You can
talking
finish
about
off
like
with the
the
rest of the
depth.
argument though.
Yeah, I was more so referring to like the depths of the argument. The across dimensions things does not matter to me at all.
Okay. Well, if that's everything, then we could just move on to conclusions.
All right, that's fine.
Okay. So you can go first, since I went first the last time.
All right. In conclusions, I believe that I won this point because Torrus basically, I feel like, argued this debate as to whether or not it was logically sound for Buhan to defeat Kid Buu versus a Kid Buhan versus Kid Buu debate. The only thing that he really brought up was like appeals to possibility. He kept up like saying that, well, it's possible that this could be the case, or it's possible that this could be the case, and he didn't really provide any evidence. Everything I made an assertion for, I had evidence to back it up. Every time he asked me for evidence, I had evidence to back it up, and he was never able to prove that Kid Buu was the strongest Buu. Outside of that, he didn't really give any scaling. Like, even if I wanted to say that, like, based on scaling, the only thing that he was able to scale Kid Buu to was Goku, while I scaled Buhan above theoretical Gogeta, the fusion of Vegeta and Goku together. So I think that I won this debate. I feel like Torrus didn't really make any good counters or like attack my points well.
Okay.
I'm done.
So, in conclusion, I felt like my very first scan pretty much won the entire debate because I had posted the scan quantifying Kid Buu's strength. In Dragon Ball, we know if you're stronger than somebody, you generically win unless they've got some sort of hacks. So my conclusion was, based off the statements that he was stronger, that he is stronger. And so Aero's contentions were arguments that could possibly prove the argument wrong, but possibly proving the argument wrong isn't proving it wrong, which is what I was doing throughout the debate.
Can you repeat that for me? You cut out a little bit.
From the beginning?
Yeah, just start from the beginning. Sorry, it cut out.
No problem. So I said that in conclusion, I felt like I won the debate from the very first scan I posted, which is multiple statements from narrators and guides and Goku himself saying that Kid Buu is the strongest version of Majin Buu. We know that in Dragon Ball, characters who are stronger just generically win, unless they've got some sort of hack like Tokudabashi and shit like that. And from then on, it was me defending my position that this guide was that these statements, multiple statements from the narrator and the guides, were not contradicted. I feel like I defended that position well, whereas Aero tried to use evidence and scaling, which could possibly prove it wrong if they were true. Like, if the arguments he made were true, then it could possibly cause a contradiction. But because he couldn't ever prove a true contradiction within my argument, my first scan stood. This entire debate was pretty much us arguing back and forth between if my very first scan was contradicted. And I think I debunked pretty much all possible contradictions. I refuted every argument, showing me that there's some sort of extra interpretation that you could take, so that my stance is still consistent. I refuted the fact that they could sense the depths of their power by showing Goku and Vegeta clearly underestimating Kid Buu's strength from what they initially thought. He made a mistake on Piccolo's sensing ability, which was called out just before earlier. And so, based off everything that's here, my first argument, my first piece of evidence, it still stands, still uncontradicted. Kid Buu is the strongest version of Majin Buu, including Buhan, so therefore Kid Buu beats Buhan.
All right, we all wrapped up.
Time to give my judgment.
Shut up, nigga.
Everyone here is black. I don't like black.
I think I won. Any disputations with that?
Big boss, the judges here. The judge Hunter won with his amazing forex arguments and calculus manipulation. Clearly see the strategy.
How the fuck do you even bring in calcs?
Fuck off, Haikyuu.
Me, Haikyuu, and Big Boss will judge. Sound good?
No. No, I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah, we get I won.
Let the judges decide. We don't. If you guys start giving your opinion, opinions now, you're going to influence the judges. So
yeah, don't fucking say shit unless it's a meme.
My only opinion is booty butter.
Yeah, booty butter.
Is the debate still going on?
No,
what
the fuck are you doing, Carthu? God damn it!
Debate is over, Carthu.
All right, who else is judging this shit?
Who's the?
What I would like to know is who are the judges? And when are we getting the result? That's what I want to know, right? Fuck the rest of y'all for now. I want to know what the judges are.